no, you're not going to find it over there. Is this what you were expecting? On this little expedition, it's all become that. Hey, is this what you were expecting, eh? Oh, I found tons of things out here, yeah. Nothing of worth and value. Not the thing I was looking for. And it's mine. It's mine by right. See? There's various things. The second to last of the Jaggeroth. You know what is in there? His buried treasures? Nothing, just copies of fury from the deep. No, it's that. Not when you can endlessly churn out the animation, eh? No. Because that's not the thing I'm fucking looking for. The thing I'm looking for is minute. Just this big. Just this big. Tiny little thing. What is it? Oh, what could it be? The coordinates. The pyramid of Mars. That is what I'm looking for. And I had it in my hand, and boom, it was gone. It was completely gone. And look at this derelict, eh? All this swizzing around, eh? You find nothing. Nothing's up there. It's not there. I've been searching for ages, and the longer I look, the more it takes over. The more it takes over up here, and the more anger this I get up there. And I go, shit, it's fucking there. It's there. It's right there. Right there. Oh, it's right there. It's right there. Fuck, I must have looked in that place about 50 times. How much of my life did I just waste just now? Alright, hello YouTubers, and today I'm going to be reviewing this, which is the Pyramids of Mars Priority set. And, not much else to see other than let's jump into this. And I'll leave the packaging until last with this one, but first of all I'll note that this came out 10 years ago. Yeah, March 2013, which is insane to think about. So yeah, this set came out a decade ago. But anyway, let's start off with the Marcus Garmon figure. Yeah, we'll just lie Sutekh down. So here we have Marcus Garmon, which reuses some parts because I have some new parts, particularly stuff like the legs. They are the Scaroth body legs. I don't know if those legs were previously used on any other figures. I've got a feeling they probably were, but I just can't remember. But the jacket itself is, I think, mostly a new sculpt. The only thing I don't like about it is that rather than sculpting in the actual sort of lines and that in the back, it's just being printed on. But I don't really like this. To be honest, I'd rather them just left it completely blank, to be honest, because it just looks, frankly, it looks, clearly very obviously printed. In fact, they've even, for some reason, printed on some of the the creases and that on the sides, which, yeah, and some of the creases here, which, yeah, like, if it was just that, you know, I'd still be enough, but, like, I don't know why print on some of the creases. Yeah, it just, frankly, makes the back of this look, frankly, quite odd. But there is, obviously, the highlight, which is the head sculpt itself, which the camera doesn't want to focus on because of the light. Yeah, it was lovely and bright a second ago, but now the light has gone to, shit, let's move it this way a bit. There we go. But yeah, this really does capture the likeness. This likeness is absolutely fantastic. It is really a nice, sharp, crisp sculpt. And also, thankfully, the paint apps also match it. You can see there the red around his eyes and the sort of pale look, making him look a bit undead. But yeah, thankfully the paint here hasn't been, you know, applied too thickly or too thinly either. It's just the right amount and the right amount of detail that brings it all out, and it does look fantastic as a result of it. He really does absolutely look the part. The rest of the costume art is going really well. I do like the jacket there with the waistcoat and necktie. I'm presuming the waistcoat and tie, I think, was a new piece made for this. I'm pretty sure it was, particularly with the collar. Now, the head on this figure is removable. I'm not going to attempt to remove it, but if you had the Pyramids of Mars set, I'll go into more detail with that later, you could put the Sutekh Jekyll head onto this figure. So it was, you know, nice that that was a regard, but also the fact that it's also using, again, the Scaroth body, meaning that the heads are swappable. But yeah, it's a figure that no one really expected to get, because if you remember, this was in a time in 2013. Basically, the 5-inch line, a lot of people thought the 5-inch line was gonna die and be abandoned because of the new 3 3/4 inch range. We were told that the classic series would continue in the 5-inch range, but releases seem to be slowing down quite a bit, and until, you know, really I'd say 2015, 2016, the 5-inch range almost seemed dead at one point. So yeah, just getting something like this was absolutely incredible. Now, could this be released today? So pretend that this figure doesn't exist. Would this be able to get a release at B&M? Well, yeah, for the most part, it does reuse a fair bit of parts. So yeah, if this could have been a contender for B&M if we didn't get it in this, but thankfully we did. But yeah, could this figure get a re-release? Yeah, very easily. But will it? Will it? And that's the thing. But yeah, obviously, this is the main figure that everyone was going on about, which is the Sutekh figure, which pretty much, I think even the legs, inside there, if we take a look at Sutekh's legs, I'm pretty sure this is a completely brand new figure, at least at the time, was a completely, you know, brand new sculpt, which at the time, yeah, that was becoming rarer and rarer, and especially for BIM Planet exclusives, because just like the B&M, except not to the same extent, they reused parts for the most part. Most figures generally reused some parts here and there. It was rare that you got to see a brand new figure. Now, there was a caveat to this, which I'll go into in a minute, but yeah, the Sutekh, or the masked Sutekh, whatever you want to call it, I think it's called, yeah, masked Sutekh, the obviously more iconic image of masks of Sutekh, which is used in any promotional image and is also used on any big finish. It's always this rather than the not bad, but, you know, less iconic looking Jekyll head type thing. But yeah, this does look absolutely fantastic. The paint is nice and sharp. All the detail on that is correct, even in the collar here as well. it does just look absolutely fantastic. Even with the detail on that of the red gloves to give you Sutekh's gift of milk. But yeah, it does look absolutely fantastic all around. Now, the one thing is, there's a little button there. Now, that is the one thing added to this, which I will say, like, of all the things, it is disguised really well. Which is, obviously, this. His eyes glow green. And when I opened this, because, for those who don't know, I only got this set a couple of weeks back, I think, at the time of recording this. So yeah, I only got this in 2023. But yeah, I was amazed that, one, the batteries hadn't corroded, and that they still worked, because the batteries are pre-installed in this. This was during a time when all the batteries were, one, still included, but also they were pre-installed, a la the sonic screwdrivers. But yeah, after this review though, the batteries will be taken out of this. But yeah, I'm glad that we don't have a massive ugly screw or anything like that. It is disguised reasonably well. The button is a little bit, it's not too much of an eyesore, at least sticks at the back. But yeah, it is a really cool feature that the eyes can light up, because what they could have done, which I think, you know, wouldn't have been as good, is what they did with the Vok robots from Wave 2, where it had a clear piece of red plastic that you could shine a light through and make the eyes glow up, which was a nice little feature. The only problem with it is that every robot had a little red dot on the top of its head, with the only exception being the Adventures of the Fourth Doctor set, because that one didn't have the red eyes. But yeah, and that Sutekh looks, again, fantastic. He looks absolutely great. Now, obviously, in Pyramids of Mars, he is sitting down for most of the story. It's only at the very end, so you only see him basically like this for a split second, and then the mask comes off. So yeah, but he is absolutely fantastic. It is fantastic to get a Sutekh figure, which again is a very unique figure. Now, if this did get a re-release in B&M, would it still have the glowing eyes? I doubt it. I doubt it. Not unless it was a special, one of the more special B&M releases like the K1 robot, or if this could get a online exclusive re-release. Now, this set is not how the original set was going to be, and I'll get into that now while I talk about it. So this is called the Pyramids of Mars Priority set, and as mentioned, there was the Pyramids of Mars set. And the reason is because originally this was going to be those two sets were originally just going to be one set. However, because of the cost of making this Sutekh figure, since again it was a brand new sculpt, basically 100% brand new sculpt, maybe the hands weren't, I don't know. I think that, I mean, there might be, I don't know, they might be the one part that's reused, if anything, but everything else, you know, brand new. To get basically their money's worth out of this, they decided to split it into two sets, which is how we got the Pyramids of Mars set, which I believe was released within 6 months of this set being released. But yeah, that set came with two Horus mummy robots, and it was the Sutekh with the Jekyll head rather than this head. I don't have that set. You can find it, I think it's on Amazon for £50 that set, but yeah, but that is a shame that this wasn't the case. I believe this set, when it was in its early stage, was going to come with one Horus robot, I think. Could be wrong about that. So yeah, they had to split this into two sets. which meant also generally upping the accessories, and some of them are good, and another one of them isn't, but we'll get into that in a minute. So the biggest accessory here is the sarcophagon, or what's it called? It's just basically the teleport between the Sutekh's imprisonment and Skarmung's house. But yeah, this is really well done. This is really nice and really well detailed. And again, no little paint bleeds and that in this. The quality control, which had been dipping in the previous couple of years, here it's very, very sharp and very well done. It's made of plastic, but it's not a rotocast figure. It's just actual solid plastic, and it does actually clip together because it has a little holographic effect, which I call the Smarty Tunnel. But yeah, it is a nice little bit of extra detail on there, which is really nice. This could have just been a printed out image that was just stuck on there, but no, it's a nice little holographic thing to make it look like the tunnel is actually moving. Ooh, and Marcus Garmon fell over, there we go. The other bit is just solid plastic, but yeah, they do clip together. So yeah, you can, if you had the other figure, you can ring out the scene, although you'd have to do a bit of perspective because Sutekh is actually too tall for it. So yeah, but it is fantastic to actually, you know, have this. And we've actually, think about it, we've had quite a few figures from Pyramids of Mars. We've had two variants of Sutekh's mummy robots, because the single release had a slightly lighter paint apps to it. We've had the Horus robots, two variants of Sutekh, Marcus Garmon, the fourth Doctor from that story, specifically from that story. So yeah, quite a few from Pyramids of Mars, which, yeah, the other thing we get at the time were the two other remaining canopic jars, which, yeah, are quite nicely detailed. However, these unfortunately do not have the weathering that the original releases had. Yeah, the original releases of the first two canopic jars, one I think was an eagle and the other was the jackal head, they had considerable weathering in that on them, which did help to make them feel older, but also bring out the detail. But also, the main thing is these are not removable. The tops of them are not removable on either of them. They're either glued down or stuck down or something. The thing is, though, I don't understand why. I really don't. Because the bottom halves are using the same sculpt as previously shown. So, yeah, why are the tops of these just not removable? Why go to the effort of either gluing them down or anything? Now, I don't know if they are glued down or they're sculpted down. But, yeah, why not just make two new lids for the existing bottom halves of the jar? I really don't understand why this was done. It's just something that baffles me to this day. And then the last accessory, which I've kept taped in the box, and we'll get onto that in a second, is this, which will not focus. Hooray! There we go. So yeah, these are the coordinates that Sutekh sends Skarmung to put in the rocket to fire at Mars. And yeah, it is really nice. It's got all the little sort of squiggly details on there. But yeah, that is a nice little accessory. Now, I said tape down, which I'm now going to put this back in the box. And in fact, I'm also going to put these two canopic jars back in the box. Or should I say, the plastic bubble. Because I've taped this down with some masking tape, along with the two canopic jars, because when I first opened this set, the canopic jars immediately fell out. There is nothing holding them in, which is weird because the plastic bubble is holding the two bits of the sarcophagus in and the two figures in. They're held in by the plastic. However, the canopic jars, nope, nothing holding them in. They're just resting there. And when I opened it, they immediately fell out. So I put the box down to, you know, go get them because they'd fallen on the floor, and I had to go looking for them because they rolled away really quickly. And unfortunately, during that time, at some point, this rolled away. The thing is, though, I didn't notice when it did, and I spent hours, I think it must have been 3 or 4 hours, literally looking everywhere for it. Because the problem is, I had no idea where it had rolled off to or where I dropped it. With the canopic jars, I knew where they'd fallen down, so I knew the area that they were in. With that, though, I don't know where or when it had fallen out. I still don't to this day. By some miracle, I was able to find it. By sheer bloody luck. But yeah, the thing is though, the one thing that is taped in are these little Velcro pads. Yeah, just like, why out of everything that is the one thing that is taped in? Like, if I was going to lose anything, I'd lose those little Velcro pads. Easily, in a heartbeat. I'm not going to be using them anyway. But, yeah, what are those Velcro pads for, you might wonder? This, as I knock the box over. In fact, if we're just going to prop that up, actually. So yeah, what the hell is this thing? Well, this is the cardboard to make the pyramid rocket. Yeah. Because if you remember, this was during a period when Aldevar for some reason thought it was a good idea to make cardboard playsets. Cardboard, I might at you, is thinner than the cardboard that the box it is that it comes in. So if you remember in the 3 3/4 inch range, we ended up getting the Dalek one with the hoverbouts. There was the Cold War Ice Warrior one with the exclusive Naked Ice Warrior. Did the Weeping Angel one get released? I don't think that did. There was other plans, but I think the only other one than those first two to actually see the light of day was the Into the Dalek set. Yeah, I'm not going to be building this. I'm not going to bother because, again, it's cardboard. Admittedly, this is thicker cardboard than the cardboard that came with the 3 3/4 inch. Apart from which, yeah, it is slightly thicker card. Again, I don't know why they can't that one so big. I mean, it is nice that it does have all this, you know, detail and that printed onto it. But yeah, that piece of Velcro was to stick on here and then stick on the door so the door could stay open, which, if I show it, there it is on the box. Yeah. However, a lot of people who did get this set, who did assemble it and tried doing it that way, they found that the Velcro wasn't strong enough. The actual adhesive on the Velcro wasn't strong enough to keep the door open, and it actually just pulled the Velcro off, sometimes ripping the actual cardboard in the process as well. Plus, even if you did do that and it all works perfectly fine, if you wanted to ever close the door, you would still have the Velcro pad stuck there. So, yeah, and plus I'm not farting on with this. Plus, because generally also with these things, once you assemble it, it's hard to basically deassemble it and put it back in the box. And I know there's going to be that one person that said, I never had a problem doing it. Well, I'm not going to bother because it's cardboard. This is what I'm talking about in basically putting a load of accessories and that in there. And this is clearly just something that was added last minute to basically, you know, justify the cost of this set. Because what was the cost of this set? Yeah, it was, if I remember rightly, it was £45, if I remember rightly. Which, yeah, for essentially 2 figures plus some accessories, that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Now, obviously now we're used to, you know, paying more, but again, that's also with inflation. But yeah, essentially, you are paying that much for 2 figures, some nice accessories, but still a few accessories, and a cardboard pyramid. Yeah, which is why a lot of people just couldn't justify the cost. Now, I picked this up the other week for £55. And from a market stall. Which, yeah, and it had been sitting in this market for years. It had been sitting there for years, and no one had bought it. No one had bought it. So yeah, now these things on eBay can go for over £100. Very, very easily, so yeah, but there we go. Now, interestingly, and this is why I was a bit worried about this, the condition of things, is that this is the only one, the only set in that where there's no window to the actual figures, in terms of the classic figures. There's no window, and it also uses Action Figure Theatre for some reason as well on the front of the box. So yeah, there's no window to the actual figures itself, you know, no cutout window or anything, which, again, this would have been to save costs. It does advertise everything and that on the box, but yeah, nothing on the box shows the figures themselves, so even if you did see these in the shop, and I did see a couple in my Forbidden Planet, but yeah, you won't be able to see what condition the figures were in, which obviously you didn't know what the quality control was going to be like. So anyway, taking a look at the back of the box, again, big diorama there. Got Sutekh and Marcus Scarman there. Some information and that, and yeah, the whole sort of diamond aesthetic to it as well. Also, remember these, the Skang Me things, yeah. But yeah, it's just a big, massive box, and yeah, it's a bit weird because it doesn't really fit in with the design of the others, just having this big picture and that in there. Yeah, it's a little bit odd. It's a little bit odd, that, but there we go. So, I do really like this set. I do really like this set, but that is obviously mainly for the Sutekh figure, which is an absolutely fantastic figure. And obviously, if you want to pick this set up now, be prepared to break the bank on it. Like, I'm just going to say, there are a lot of people selling to this day, selling the cardboard ship. Yeah, the cardboard rocket. In fact, I think there was someone on eBay who sold the cardboard rocket plus the original box that it came in for £30. And that's just, you know, for basically cardboard. £30 for paying for cardboard. The Marcus Garmon you can sometimes find on its own for, again, I'd say £30, £40, but the Sutekh figure, yeah, very rarely do you see that. For anything under 50 quid, like on its own, even. And obviously all of the exclusive accessories and that come with it. But yeah, it is a fantastic figure, and it's one, you know, I would love to see a re-release of this again. There is enough figures to do another Pyramids of Mars set where you could have this Sutekh figure and the two you know, a Horus robot and a Sutekh robot, or the Marcus Garmon. That could be done. Although, will that be done now with this year B&M easing off the 3-packs and only having one of them come out this year? So the answer is, who knows with that. But if you can I'd say if you can find this for £70 or less, preferably less, then yeah, pick it up. It is an absolutely fantastic set. Or even if you can just find Sutekh on his own for under 50 quid. Again, absolutely fantastic. I wouldn't pay more than that for this. I seriously wouldn't. And in terms of the Pyramids of Mars set, I mean, to be honest, like, unless I see that for like £30, or even 35, then I'm just not going to bother, because the only reason I want it is for the alternate Sutekh head. I'm not bothered about the Horus Robux, because they are just the regular ones, just with gold bands on, which is what they were in the story, to be fair. So yeah, but that's it for this review, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. I'm also just going to quickly mention this at the end, that it is currently available for $80 on Toy Inc. However, if you were to import this to the UK, then you're looking at spending, I think it was, if I remember rightly, it was about £85, including the shipping. I could be wrong on that, but it is still available on here, and it is currently still cheaper than buying it on most places on eBay. Also, I should mention, getting the batteries in and out of the Sutekh head is also a little bit scary, that the fact that, you know, you could easily break the head if you apply too much pressure in getting the battery compartment on and off. But yeah, there we go, people, there we go. So there we are. The derelict treasures finally found. Now all I have to do is enter the coordinates, place them into the pyramids, into the rockets, and shoot it off to Mars. Now, I have to build the pyramid. Now what should I build it out of? I could probably source some Dalcanium from somewhere, or the most durable and resilient of elements, perfectly aligned to just go. Although that might be a bit expensive, yeah. Tell you what, if I roll up to B&M now, I might be able to grab some of their cardboard boxes, yeah. Well, at least they're free. They'll do. Don't eat the grass, Bobby. Don't eat it. Don't eat it.